So I'm not gonna lie, I've tried filming this already, but I keep jumping all over the place. So I'm hoping that I can finally film this and be straight and make sense about all of this. And let's hope that this goes smoothly. Hi everyone, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup.misfit. So today is finally here. I cannot believe that the day has finally arrived. I feel like I have been waiting for this for forever. I don't know if you can tell. I might be just like slightly, just like a little bit excited for this project, this brand new panning adventure that I'm going to be going on, because let's be real, that's exactly what it's going to be. An adventure and a half, I'm sure. I am so excited to start pan those eyeshadows. I've mentioned a few times before that I never thought that this project was really for me, but I've been able to find a way to work with it to make it work for myself, which is what I really enjoy about this project and what a lot of people enjoy about this project. As you can tweak it to make it work for yourself. There's lots of different ways that people have done this, and it's kind of fun because you're never really going to see the exact same structure more than a couple of times, just because people do what works best for them. So I'm just gonna give a quick what Pan Those Eyeshadows is, because I know there's a few of you who have no idea whatsoever. Pan Those Eyeshadows was started by this girl Alexy, and the way that she did it, now I'm not gonna lie, I've only watched maybe a couple of her videos, so I don't know if she randomly chose or if she handpicked, but she chose 5 palettes and then picked the shades from each palette that she was gonna work on. Generally, what the more common way that people have been doing this is they've put all of their they've put all of their shades into a spreadsheet, and then they generate 5 shades. And then, well, they pick the numbers, they generate the numbers, and then whichever number on your spreadsheet, whichever shade correlates with that number, that's the shade that you'll be working on. And pan those eyeshadows, the goal is to hit pan. Lots of people do put usage numbers on there just because they know either the shade's going to take forever to actually hit the pan, or maybe it's something that they're not too thrilled with working on, so they just want to give themselves a usage goal. I am doing mine a little bit differently. I don't really want to have too much of a structure just because I want to be able to change things if I feel like I need to. And I want to just see how it's going to flow and work for me. The way that I have it planned out in my head, I'm hoping that it's going to just work well. I'm not going to be working on any black shades, and that is just because I don't use black eyeshadow at all. And I'm not going to be working on any cream shades. I like to set down my lids pretty much every single day with a cream shade, and the way that I like to use them, at least over the last little while, it's just one cream shade at a time. So I'll use a cream shade until it's completely used up, and then I will move on to another one, and I just kind of choose as I go on which shade I want to work on next. So right now I'm working on Classic by Tarte in the Tarteist Pro palette, and that one's going pretty well. So after this, I'll just choose another cream shade and move on from there. So any cream shades or any shades that would be close to what I would be putting down on my lid, I'm not including in here. So like I said, most people generate 5 shades. This year I found a lot of people really tweaked their project even more to what fits with them, and a lot of people dropped from 5 to 4 shades. I've always kind of had the idea of working with 4 shades just because I have panned that palette. I now have my Panning Solitaire, which is my Mercury Retrograde palette because it broke on me. And I do have my 2 project pans that I'm creating / already did. I have my Alice in Wonderland project that I'm still working on. And then I do have a brand new one that will be starting in just a couple of months, which I'm super excited about. So if I wanted to roll any eyeshadows into that, I wanted to give myself that option, and I just don't want to be too overwhelmed. So I'm really hoping that 4 shades is a decent number for me. We'll just have to see how it goes. So like I said, I'm not working on any black shades and I'm not working on any cream shades, but every and any other eyeshadow in my collection is eligible to be rolled in, pan or no pan. So if I choose a shade that already has pan in it, my goal will just be to finish it up. And if I choose a shade that does not have pan in it, my goal will be to hit pan. Also, kind of depending on the shade. So this is where it can get a little flexible, let's say. So I'm going to, even though I'm not using black shades, I also don't really use dark matte shades, like a really dark purple or a really dark blue. It's just out of my comfort zone. So I am allowing myself to roll those in though, because I don't want to knock out a decent or just even like a small chunk of my collection. I do want to try and get some use. So if I happen to roll something like that in, I will depend at that time. I will choose at the time what I'm going to do. So I could put a usage goal on it. I don't want to have a max number and I don't really want to have a minimum number. It all depends on the shade. It all depends on when I swatch it out, what it looks like, how I feel about it. So for the most part, I may just use those as like the lower lash line liner, and I may only want to do that like 3 or 5 times, because those 3 or 5 times might be a bit of a stretch for me to even try and reach for that shade. So I'm not putting a usage. I know some people have put like a month cap, so after 3 months they'll roll the shade out if they haven't hit pan. I don't think I want to do something like that either. If a shade is in here for like 6 months, I'm okay with that for the most part, because I know I'm not going to be working on that shade every single day, but if I feel like gravitating towards it, then I will. Well, like I said, just have to see how it goes. I'm super excited and curious to see how this is going to work for me, because I always wanted to do this, but I could never figure out if it was actually a good idea for me or not. So with my little spin that I'm putting on it, which I'll get into in just a second because that's the fun part, I'm really, really hoping that this is going to keep me wanting to continue on with this project. And I really do hope that I don't feel too much pressure on myself to hit pan on an eyeshadow. And I think that's kind of what it all comes down to. I don't want to be too overwhelmed. I don't want to put the pressure on myself. I don't want to feel that pressure of, I've had this eyeshadow in here for 2 months and I have barely made a dent. I want that to be okay, because it is okay, because it's very hard sometimes to hit pan on an eyeshadow. Too Faced is a good example of that. And a lot of my collection has been used, but a lot of it has not even been touched yet. I have actually gone through and swatched all of my eyeshadows like a couple weeks ago. So everything's at least had like a little bit of usage on it that way, but I haven't quite used it on my eyes yet. So some of the formulas are brand new to me. Some of the brands are brand new to me. So I just want to have fun with this project. I don't want it to be too structured and too overwhelming and too serious. So I'm not going to really structure this, just besides my few little rules here and there. But what I'm going to do, and the way that I am going to do this, which I think is a very fun and different twist to this. I haven't seen anybody do it like this yet. If you have, let me know down below, because I would be so curious to go check out those videos and see how it's working out for them. I was initially going to name this Panning Eyeshadows A to Z style or something along those lines, but then I kind of stopped and thought about it, because there is Beauty A to Z, which is a fantastic ladies panning project. They're a Facebook group. And basically the idea of that is you go and you choose a letter, or you choose a product for each letter of the alphabet. Now there's the eyeshadow edition, which I know this year Jessica Lee and Misty are doing it. I'm sure there's other people as well. Last year, I know Sophie Alexandra did it, and basically they've gone and they've chosen all 26 eyeshadows that they're going to use for each letter. For Misty's introduction, she showed the first 13 letters of the alphabet and the eyeshadows she was using with that, and then in her first update, she showed the last 13 eyeshadows that she chose for those letters and introduced those. So I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to be doing it totally random, totally roulette style, which I think is a lot of fun and makes it super interesting, because you never know what you're going to get, which is pretty much the whole idea of Pan those eyeshadows as well. But I'm going to be randomizing by the alphabet. So you may be wondering what the heck I'm talking about. So where is my notebook? I've got to go. Oh, it's right beside me. Never mind. I don't have to go anywhere. So what I did was, instead of putting all of my eyeshadows into a spreadsheet, I wrote them all out in this lovely, massive notebook. And I literally had all my eyeshadows out sitting in my living room, and I have them all in organizers, so I kind of just went organizer by organizer, but there's no order, no rhyme or reason for the order of these palettes, which is what I wanted. I wanted to be like as random as possible. I know some people put their eyeshadows into their spreadsheets by alphabetical order by brands and stuff like that. So all of their Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes are first, and I didn't want to do anything like that. So I just picked an eyeshadow palette. I wrote out what it was, who it was by, and all of the shades in that palette. Once I went through all of my palettes, I then started an alphabetical order list, which looks like this, and it's quite a few pages. So basically, I wrote out letter A and all of the eyeshadows that started with A. And I went back to the very first eyeshadow palette and I skimmed, and any shade that started with A went into this list all the way through my palettes, all the way through to the end of the alphabet. And then I went back and I just threw the number of how many shades are in each of these lists, just so when I go to choose my shades, which I'll explain later, it'll just be easier for me. So no black shades are in here, no cream shades are in here, minus this very first one. I wrote cream because then afterwards I was like, oh, I should have bracketed all of the cream shades as well as the black ones, so I knew not to put them in here, so that's what I did. So going forward, there's absolutely no cream shades, no black shades in here. And I'm going to randomize the alphabet 3 times. And whichever letters I get, I'm going to find them on here, and then I'm going to generate the shade from 1 to whatever. So A says 13, but because of this first one, we're going to change it to 12. So say I get the letter A, I'm going to randomize 1 through 12, and whichever shade I get is or whichever number I get, I'm just going to count down the list until I find the shade, and then this is the one, I'm just going to go and pick, this will be the shade I'm working on. So if I happen to get the same letter more than once, that's okay. I don't want to like prevent rerolls, and I don't want to prevent using the same letter more than once. My goal is not to hit every letter of the alphabet. It's just to randomly do it by the alphabet. If I get the letter S twice, then I'm just going to randomize 2 numbers in that category, and that's it. If I happen to hit different letters and I don't get duplicates, then that's totally cool too, but I'm not super concerned about that. I just want to be able to work through my collection, and if that means 2 S's or 2 A's or 2 Q's, then it is what it is. So for my 4th shade, it's going to be a single because my singles collection is getting neglected. So I actually just got my Terra Moon shipment in about a week or so ago, which turned out perfectly because it was shipped in the middle of January, so I was really hoping that I was going to get it before I started this project. I've already dug my fingers into it. I've been swatching it, playing with them, wearing them even, which has also really made me excited about this project because I have always had this like mindset of everything is just too pretty to touch when it's brand new, whereas right now I just want to play with it all. I want to just dive into it, just swatch it, wear it, whatever. So like the day I got my Terra Moon shadows, I was swatching them and I started wearing them. So I'm really excited to start working on my singles as well. I do have 24 of them. So what I'm going to do is just use them for the month that they get rolled in. So I'm going to roll in 1 single today, and then next month I'm going to roll that single out and roll in a new one to replace it, just to get good usage on most or half of my singles, opposed to only having like maybe 3 or 4 of them throughout the year. So that's my plan. So I'm really hoping that this is going to work out. I'm really hoping that this is going to be fun, and I am super excited to see what these color stories are going to be like. And I'm hoping that it's just going to help me get really good usage on the rest of my collection, the palettes that I choose as a whole, just come up with different color stories. And I know that's a really fun thing about this too, is like you're swatching all 4 or 5 shades and you try to see which ones you can pair together, shadows or colors that you never really thought you would have in the first place. This is a really fun, creative way to try out brand new looks, and I'm super excited about it. So I will be right back. Gotta go get my phone because I forgot it, so I can start to randomize and choose my shades. Okay, I'm so excited. So I don't want that. I have an app. It's just called Random UX. I don't know what it's actually called. And I have, oh, you know what? I did it on my phone, the one that I'm filming on. So I have to make a new list because I can make a list of whatever. So I'm not randomizing just by the number because I want to randomize the actual letter of the alphabet and not like 1 to 26. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to put the alphabet list in here, A through Z, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so this is my alphabet list. So I'm going to choose, why does it say that there's only 25? What letter am I missing? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. Oh. O and P were together. Okay. O, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. 26. See, now it says 26. Okay, so I'm going to hit this 3 times. We're going to see which letters I get, and then I'm going to go to my list and generate the shades. Okay, so we've got E, Y, and V. All right, that's interesting. Okay, E, Y, and V. So let's go to my E's. I'm debating like putting all of these lists into like this notebook because this is what I want to use for my panels eyeshadows tracking, but considering it's so many pages, it's probably going to take up that whole notebook. So we'll see if I decide to change it, but for now we've got this massive thing. Okay, so this is E, so I have 15. I also have Y and V, so I'm going to go back. And then we are going to go number 1 from 1 to 15. Actually, you know what? No, let's do pretty random. Okay, 1 to 15. We are going to randomize. Number 6. That's not these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is Earl Grey in the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. I know exactly what shade that is, and I've been unofficially panning that palette for like a few years now, so I'm happy that it's being rolled in, but I'm not quite happy about the shade, but that's okay. So we will, whoops, I don't want to get out of that. We will, we'll get there. Okay, so Y was next. T-U-V-W. I only have 4. There's not a lot. There's not a lot when it comes to the end of the alphabet. So done. I have numbers 1 to 4 in there. Oh, I don't want to prevent rerolls. I don't want to do that. Clear history. We're not going to prevent the rerolls. Okay, we're not preventing rerolls because, I mean, there's no number 6, but I'm allowed to roll number 6 again. Number 3, which is You Spicy from the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. Well, that's fun. I have no idea what shade that is, but I'm excited. And then the letter V, there's actually 9, so that's not a bad amount. Flipping through this might get a little annoying though. Okay, so 1 through 9, done. And we are getting number 9, which is Vitamin D from the ColourPop Little Ray of Sunshine palette. And I know I have not even used that palette yet, so I'm really excited. I'm gonna go get those shades. Actually, I'm going to randomize my single first. So I have 24 of them. So we are going to change this from 1 to 24, and we are going to see which shade I get. Number 18. Okay, so now I'm going to go get all of those shades, the palettes, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm really excited. So first we're going to go with letter E, which was Earl Grey. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. Like I said, I've been unofficially panning this for a few years now, and I have really good use on this palette, so I'm super happy that this was like one of the very first palette to be rolled in because I really do want to get a few of these shades out. This is Earl Grey. This was not a shade that I was actually planning on using. I had a few shades in here that I wanted to completely use up, and then I was just going to declutter this palette. But now we have Earl Grey, so that's okay because I'm going to, that's a really, this is what I was talking about when I had said that I may just use it as a liner on the bottom lash line. These swatches are going to be horrible, by the way, but that is the first color. So I'm going to try and use that 5 times. I want to give myself 5 just because of, we'll just see how she works out. So the next one was Use Spicy from the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. I have no idea what shade this is, so we shall see. Ooh, what is with the dark shades? I mean, it is still winter, but so this shade is actually super, it's not even like the shade that I'm using in that palette, so it does not matter. But this is Use Spicy. So this is a deeper pink shade. Okay. I am going to just keep working on this one and see where it takes me. I don't really want to set a usage goal for that because I feel like I could make it work. It might take a while to hit pan, so within a few months maybe we'll review and see how I'm feeling afterwards, but I'm not going to set a usage goal or anything for that. I'm just going to go with it and see how it works out. So the third one was Vitamin D, which is the second shade. Oh, that's super nice. It's just a very, oh wow, it's like yellow on my finger. So it's this second shade, but this is what it looks like on my finger. Interesting. Oh yeah, it's definitely yellow. Huh, that's quite the color story so far. Okay. And then I got number 18 for my singles, which are all, there's a crow on my roof, which are all in here. So I have no clue what they are looking like or where is what. So this is my palette so far. I didn't really put them in much of an order except for these bottom ones down here. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 across. So 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, I am so happy. This is Lunar Spectrum from Terra Moons. This is one of my newest shades and I've been wearing this one. This is the shade, this is the reason why my Terra Moons, can you see that? Like, that is gorgeous. This shade is the reason why it was shipped in the middle of January, even though I placed my order at the beginning of December. I've been wearing this a few times already in the last week and it's gorgeous. I feel like I could definitely use it with these 2 shades. Maybe this Earl Grey shade too, I don't know. But like I said, that one's probably just going to be a bottom lash line. I'm so excited to use this for especially the month of February with Valentine's Day and stuff like that. I will be rolling it out next month and we'll see what I get in place of it, but I'm super happy about that. I'm really interested in this color story. It's different. It's definitely like, I could see some looks with this, but I don't want to only pair these shades together. Like I am hoping to get good use on these palettes as a whole by rolling these shades in as well. I just do want to make sure that I hit pan on them. So I feel like this one's going to be a 5 use. This one, we'll see how she goes. And in a couple months, if I feel like I need to put a usage goal or something on it, I will. This shade, Vitamin D, I will use until I hit pan. Absolutely. And then this one is just for the month. And especially because it's my newest shade, I don't want to hit pan on it right now, but I'm actually happy with this. It's different for sure, but I am happy with this. So I think, like, can you see this Lunar Spectrum shade? I love it. I love it so much. So what I'm going to do is actually take Lunar Spectrum out and I'm going to put it into here. Just so it's smaller, I can keep it with my daily makeup a little bit easier and it'll be there for me to reach for and not have to worry about anything else. So I'm super happy about this. Let me know some color stories you guys think I could pair together with this. I'm happy because this will actually go with my Pan Those Eyeshadows, well duh, my Pan That palette that I'm working on. And I could even get away with some of this and my Panning Solitaire palette, my Mercury Retrograde. I could definitely make those all work together, which I'm super, super happy about. That was like one of my worries, but I'm super, super happy about this. So that is it. So let me know what you guys think. I know the sun is just coming up from nowhere right now. Let me know what you guys think about this little twist on it. Like I said, if there's anyone who's done this before, let me know down below, because I would love to go check them out, see how it's working for them and their thoughts on it, that kind of stuff. If you're doing panless eyeshadows, let me know down below as well. Like, I binge watch this so much, so I will definitely go and watch your videos, as I just love them. It's one of my favorite panning projects, especially since it's geared towards eyeshadows. I just absolutely adore it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you think I'll hit pan. No, I'm not going to hit pan by next month, that's for sure. But let me know what you guys think of this color story as well. And thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye.